Hello and welcome to part 3 of lesson number 3 in unit 7. This is range and quartiles. So in the first two parts of this video we did a recap on mean, median, and mode, and we did a recap on range as a way of setting ourselves up to figuring out what a quartile is and how to calculate it. So a median, of course, is the median point in a data set or the middle point in a data set. A quartile is the 1/4 and the 3/4 mark in that same data set. We calculate them in the same way by laying out all of our numbers smallest to largest and then sort of counting out to find out which ones are which. If there's a tie, then we add them together and divide by 2 to create sort of an artificial Q1 or Q3. Okay, so we did some examples up above. This is an in-class data set. Now, unfortunately, we're not in class to calculate this, so this is just the data set that I had from another class. This is data gathered around the question, how many people live in each household? So, of course, when we were doing this, we said, all right, it needs to include yourself, and it includes people who are living in the house at least 50% of the year. So with that being said, we gathered up the data, and here's what we have. So you don't have to copy this down necessarily. This is the data we arrived at. There were nobody who lived in 1 or 2 person households, some 3s, a bunch of 4s, a couple 5s, a 7 and a 9. So we are going to start by putting this data in a usable form by rewriting it in order from smallest to largest. So I'm going to write that out now. So we have 3 3s there. 1, 2, 3. Okay, got it. And then we are going to do 5, 10, 15, 16 4s. All right, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. All right, there's the 4s. Got 2 5s, 5 and 5, and we have a 7, and we have a 9. And I think that's all of them. All right, there we go. So it's a little bit small. Let me just blow this up here a little bit, make it a little more so that it fits in the table that we've got. There we go. Okay, so we've rewritten our data from smallest to largest. Let's jump in now and find the median and the range. So the median is going to be the middle value. So let's start our counting here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's go from the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So we got 10, 11, 10, 11, and there's 12. So there is our median value, the middle. So median is going to be 4. Makes sense? And now the range. So the range is the smallest value and the largest value, and we're looking at the difference between them. Basically, we're looking at the spread of the data. So if we want to calculate the range, we want to calculate the range by taking our highest value, which is 9, subtracting our lowest value, which is 3, giving us a range that's equal to 6. That's how we calculate range. What is the upper quartile? So let's start with the upper quartile, the Q3. So let's just start counting. Again, because we have, because the median is actually a data point in our set, we're not going to include it. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there it is. So our Q3 just happens to be a single point, so no need to do any more math. So that means our Q3 is equal to 4 also. Now let's try Q1. So Q1, same thing, let's count it out. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, and 6. So 6 also happens to be, so I'll write Q3 in over there too. Our lower quartile, our Q1, is also going to be 4, so we'll write that in. Q1 is 4. So now to calculate the interquartile range. So the interquartile range is equal to the upper quartile minus the lower quartile, which is 4 minus 4, which is going to give us 0. Does that make sense? It does. If we think about it, if we look at the data set that we have here, remember that the interquartile range is talking about the range of data that you find, or the range of points that you find in the middle sort of half of our data. And it starts at 4, it ends at 4, so there's no change. Really, there is just one value that you see throughout that, which is why having a range of 0, basically saying no movement off of 0, makes total sense. So there we go. That is our work with quartiles and interquartile range. If you have any questions, you can just drop into the Google chat, or you can drop me an email. Otherwise, now we're on to the homework. And when you are done the homework and have submitted it, we'll see you in lesson number 4.